This video format will be a slight departure from what you've seen so far in 2022. This is going to be an offense review from the Week 3 win over the Patriots, and this is going to be slightly different for some of you that are new to my channel. This is going to be a possession review. So basically what I do is I go through an entire possession, talk through certain parts of the plays. My goal or my intention for this is for it to be a 12, 15, 16-minute video, something like that, not to prolong it. Seems like the 12, 15-minute videos do better than the longer videos. So it's going to be a look at the Ravens' 6th and 7th possessions. Let me set the stage a little bit. I think we're down 20-14 at this point. New England's opening drive of the third quarter, they've gone down and scored a touchdown. Of course, they got a field goal that was really poorly managed, if you ask me, by our defense to end the second quarter and pull within 14-13. Then they get the ball first to start the third quarter and score to go up 20-14. A really difficult and frustrating situation for us Ravens fans because we had just scored to go up 14-10 and make it look like we were in control, and they're able to double up, get that score, that field goal at the end of the second quarter, and then a touchdown to open the third. So let's go through play by play and look at certain elements of it. So this is the Ravens' 6th possession, 1st and 10 from the -25, and it's going to be a counter play to J.K. Dobbins, and Lamar's opening opposite from here. And this is the same concept that we use throughout this game, where Lamar is opening. You can see his face mask pointing this way, so Judon would initially think that he's the read man. I'm not sure that this is necessarily a read, but I call it a wind back. So he's winding back. Now, those angles might not be drawn correctly, but you can see J.K. is going to the right of Lamar, and then he's veering or winding this back over the left side. And Ricard did a great job on this drive on some kick-out blocks. That one there, he didn't get as much expansion, but he did a fantastic job. Probably his best game yet. Jokers. So jokers is, in my terminology, or the terminology that I was exposed to as a coach, you have one running back on the left and one running back on the right of the quarterback. I initially thought that this was a really poor throw by Lamar. A couple of things to mention here, to be honest with you. First of all, watch Oliver's route he's running the Mark Andrews route. Okay, he's running the over route. That's typically the Mark Andrews route. I feel like he's too worried about the defenders, and he's allowing himself to be clogged up by first that defender, and then the second one. I feel like he's got to be, in my opinion, his feet should be here, somewhere in this area by this hash as Lamar. And you may say, well, like, he's in a direct line. Yeah, it's a high-low. So it's a high-low concept on this defender here. And because there's nothing to pull him up, I understand we've got the running back coming out in the flats. Because there's nothing that could theoretically flash in front of his face, Lamar has to try to squeeze this through this opening between these two defenders, and I now understand why this ball is thrown a little bit on Andrews' back shoulder. Initially in the Discord that we have, where we have like 64 people now, talking about the game live, I thought, well, that's a poor throw by Lamar. I should have not doubted him. It's just another example of him throwing the ball to the side where he has to. Now, there is no defender that Andrews is running onto, but I don't think that Lamar is going to be able to throw the ball over the top of this flat defender's head on such a trajectory to give Andrews a chance to catch it without that defender recovering. Hopefully I said that in a way that makes sense. I don't think he accidentally underthrew this ball. I think he did it on purpose. That's my point. That was a 2nd and 5. Huge play here. 3rd and 5. Duvernay, 21-yard catch. Bunch left A, which is like 100% pass. I've said it numerous times so far this year. So A means the bunch is to our left and the running back is on the same side. We're going to get the motion by Justice Hill going to the side. So obviously it's pass because the running back is out of the equation. It's 3rd and 5, which is, high percent pass situation anyway. The route that you want to focus on is Duvernay. He's going to stutter out and then bring it back in. Same exact route he caught for his 2nd touchdown pass against the Jets, except the formation was mirrored, meaning it was bunch right A instead of bunch left A. Also, you've got a clear out route by Bateman, and he looks like he's got the guy beat, and he's pissed off about it, and you can understand why he would be. Watch his release, and watch the separation he gets somewhere around in this, like the 37, 38. You can already see it. Now, Lamar is locked on to Duve, and you can't blame him. Duve is becoming that 3rd down guy. Andrews running the over, draws all the attention, clearly from the free safety. And then Duve is able to run into that vacated space in between the hashes, but Bateman's definitely got this guy beat. He doesn't have enough targets, that's obvious. I mean, 28 yards a catch Even if you take out his long touchdown catch against the Jets, he still is got a great number in terms of yards per catch. All right, so we get a first down, huge play on 3rd and 5. I think out of all the guys that are having an impact this year, in my opinion, Devin Duvernay's ability to make catches on 3rd down is the biggest advancement to this offense. And I'm not talking about Lamar, okay? I'm saying the biggest addition, the biggest new element is Devin Duvernay on 3rd downs, winning matchups. That could change depending on how teams start matching up with him. I love this play. I'm not a huge fan of it out of the pistol. It's a 1st and 10 to Justice Hill, right around midfield. So many elements to this to love. First of all, I guess this is wise. And watch our guy Ricard expand him and then plant him like a tomato. That is rare for a fullback to do to a monster like Wise. That is very rare. Simultaneously, we have a very rare center on this team. I'm not sure if you were a fan of drafting him. I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. You should recognize what is there. That run, that cut by Justice Hill is only available because of how fast this little SOB is. Linderbaum is almost overlapping the guard. And then as everyone gets expanded here, Linderbaum, really, guys, he reads this like a running back. Brings this back up the middle, and he's got this flowing inside linebacker, the Mike, who's a hell of a player, if you ask me. And Linderbaum picks him up. Justice Hill makes the cut right off of Linderbaum. I don't think that is an extremely clear example, if you ask me, of how rare his skill set is for our team. And I just don't think we have had anyone like that at center, clearly. And the only guy that I can think of that we've had like that in the last 3 or 4 years is Marshall Yanda. Now, he's not as big and strong as Yanda. He's not. But that is a rare play. All right, so 2nd and 1, another wind back counter. We're pulling powers, and Ricard gets his 2nd pancake in a row. Great job by Justice Hill. You know, he's running hard, man. He almost does like the airplane stuff where he's giving so much effort. This is unique because Judon is trying to wrong arm this. So Ricard is normally supposed to kick him out, and then the run play would go up inside of that kick out block, okay? It would go on the inside, the top side on our screen. But Judon is kind of trying to wrong arm this. He's really not taking this on well at all. And Ricard kind of logs him, which means gets to the outside and then just drives him, and Justice Hill bounces it. So 2 great reads in a row by Justice Hill. Also, 2 great reads in a row by Linderbaum and Ricard to make it happen. When I say airplane stuff, I mean like the arms flailing out to the side. High effort guy. Justice Hill clearly is. All right, we're going to finish off the 6th drive here. This is a unique play. The only time I have seen us run this is Pittsburgh, 2021 on the road. And we were able to get like a 14 or 15-yard gain the first time I saw it run. This is a counter play. F counter is the blocking scheme. So Zeitler's pulling and kicking. Ricard is wrapping. And JK's kind of taking a counter step. You know, we're trying to make it look like it could be sweep to Duve, but the motion sucks. We got to have better. We got to have actual motion there that looks like he's going to threaten the edge. Now, it still works because watch when JK moves to the right, you get all these guys moving to their left or the bottom side of our screen. So they're reading JK and they're recognizing that this motion means something. I'm just saying to you, the motion, we could improve that. That motion could be a little better. I love the play. I really thought that JK was going to get in. Someone doesn't hold their block. I'm not sure who it is. Falele misses 30. So Falele combos with Powers down on this D tackle, and then Falele works up to 30, kind of this undersized inside linebacker, but he's tough as nails. 30 slips on the bottom, slips underneath of it, the bottom side of Falele. And then Falele stays working this direction, walls off the mic, but it's too late. If he's able to seal 30, it's a touchdown. And then I'm probably not doing this video because we don't get, this beautiful play to Oliver. 2nd and goal after a penalty, 12 men on the field. This, again, another example of Lamar throwing the ball away from a defender, throwing it on the backside here. I do want to point out, and you'll get the end zone angle, this Bentley guy for the Patriots is an interesting player to me. Seems very highly aware. You will see on another play in the end zone, he's literally telling multiple people what to do, switching it off between him and 30. He takes Oliver. For whatever reason, 30 didn't switch as quickly as 8 did. You can see he chases it. He's chasing a little bit, and Bentley switches off on Andrews, and 30 doesn't switch off on Oliver. So this looks like mesh, essentially, to me, with a high route over the top of it by Likely. So Likely is the outside tight end, running across here. Andrews and Oliver are basically running the mesh, if you ask me. Great ball placement by Lamar. We would like for Judon not to be able to get in there. Justice Hill actually has missed 2 blocks in this game on a somewhat similar concept like that. Kind of reminds me of a block that J.K. missed down near the goal line against the Bills in the 2020 playoff game, where if we're able to keep the advancing defensive lineman, I think it was Jerry Hughes, off of Lamar, it's a touchdown to Marquise Brown. Not sure if you guys remember the play. So we go up 21-20 there. And a pretty dominant drive, if you ask me. Big run plays. The big third down pass play to Duve. I don't think you can overstate how important those third down conversions are. Those of you that are listening or watching, if you're a person who's been a Ravens fan for a long time, like, who has been our most reliable third down receiver? 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 4 down near the goal line in the past 10, 15 years. The only guy, Steve Smith, right? The only guy that I can think of who seemed to have more impact on third down was Anquan Bolden. He seemed to have more impact on third down than he did on first and second. And that's the pattern that I think I'm seeing from Duvernay. Okay, so after that touchdown puts us up 21-20, we get a sack, a 3 and out against the Patriots. Matabike has a sack on third down where he was held. And then we get the ball back. We got great field position because we had an unbelievable punt return by Duvernay on the wall, which I broke down in a video, I think, on Monday night. So here we are, 1st and 10 on the 44, and we're in the gun, trips left B. And QB power read hits him big. And again, we get a pancake, it looks like. Zeitler pulling and wrapping. The end, Wise doesn't know what to do. Wise doesn't even have to get blocked because he kind of steps upfield. So Zeitler wraps, doesn't even have to deal with Wise because he understands I'm just going to go get the linebacker. If Wise steps upfield, Lamar's going to keep it and he's going to follow me. And then Zeitler pancakes this second-level defender here. At some point, you would have to think these teams are going to crash this end down and make Lamar give the football. And then flow this guy here. And that's where I think we've got to start implementing the reverse RP or the backwards RPOs. So I'll digress for a second. I think we've got to run this this track with the running back. We got to leave this D end unblocked, yes, and then run a slant there. So now we have put not just the D end, but we've put this inside linebacker, this second-level defender, in tremendous conflict, if you ask me. The combination of being able to run that concept to the top side, away from the running back, if we ever, and I think it was Jay Blaze, or forgive me, I'm forgetting the last name of your YouTube username. If we ever start running QB counter read back here, we'll be unstoppable out of trips. Where Lamar keeps it and then goes in the opposite direction. I know there's not a lot of lines there, but my point is you've got QB power read up here, where the running back threatens to that side. We'll just put power. And then Lamar, the running back threatens there, and then Lamar keeps it and takes off for a big gain here. Simultaneous to that, you've got QB counter read that threatens down here with Lamar, where the running back goes on that track, and then Lamar keeps it and goes in the opposite direction. All right? In my opinion, we got to start running the same track with the running back, leave the same D end unblocked, at least initially, and then run the slant back here. And now we can read this second-level defender, and we can have answers for pretty much everything they do, if you ask me. Huge play, 38 yards. We appeared to be in control before the Patriots got that field goal to finish the second quarter, and then they get a touchdown to start the third quarter, and then we just come right downfield on two beautiful drives. Watch Wise. Doesn't really take anything away. He's just the Patriots have done this for years, kind of like this half man. They call it half man, meaning I'll go with the running back if you give it, and I'll dive back inside if you keep it. I mean, you can get away with that against some people, not Lamar. He's gone already. He's already hit the line of scrimmage, and you can see Wise hasn't reacted. Big block by Zeitler. Watch him pull. And a great job by Ricard. Comboing the D tackle with Falele, and then look at this linebacker from the backside. He's trying to scrape over the top. So we're talking about this guy, 30. He's a tough little player. Tries to scrape over the top. Ricard's going to combo the D tackle with Falele, and then he's going to ride 30 out of there so 30 can't get involved with the play. See him? Rode him out of there. Ricard has, on run plays in the last 2 weeks, he's done some really good stuff. I think he's better on those type of blocks, on down blocks, combo blocks, than he is on our pistol option stuff. Twin wing, Ricard in motion. And we're running mesh again. And Judon's got pressure. I do like this. Some people will not. I like that we're running Ricard out in the flats. And we're running a mesh concept under here again. So I like that that's what we're going to in the end zone. So we're creating that conflict, forcing these defenders to have a zone mentality down near the end zone. Because if they play man and we run mesh, theoretically we've got a great opportunity to spring someone open on one of those pick or rub concepts. Watch Bentley here. This is the play that I was referring to earlier. Watch him during the play gyrating, but he's trying to communicate as best he can about the concepts that are coming. He points talking about Oliver's route, and then Andrew's route, and then he points talking about Bateman's route. Look, I guess it actually is Oliver. I misspoke. Oliver runs by him. He communicates to number 3 to go ahead and take him. And then he communicates about Andrew's route coming back across. Did you see that? He literally communicated that mid-play. And then again, Justice Hill misses the block on Judon. That's the second one that I've noticed in this third quarter, this sequence of 2 drives. Very reminiscent of that block that J.K. missed against Jerry Hughes, which led to a sack right down here in the goal line. So something, in my opinion, it's similar concepts where our running backs are consistently missing those blocks. Not sure how to remedy that situation. Second down, not a big fan of this play call. Sweep to Duve. Now we're pulling the left guard and left tackle opposite. So theoretically, Lamar could keep this, and we're running the same concept. All down blocks here on this front side, pull and kick with Powers, pull and wrap with Falele. So theoretically we could keep this. So this basically looks like QB power read, like the play we ran against the Dolphins. Now this formation is reversed, but we ran QB power read here, Duve in motion, and then Lamar keeps it, and we run underneath, all right, because we pull the right guard. Now we're doing this in the opposite direction. We got the sweep threat to the top side up here, and then the threat of Lamar keeping it in the opposite direction. So this is a staple part of the Ravens offense at this point. You're seeing multiple types of option plays that are not pistol option. They're giving us the ability to threaten to one side of the defense with a fast player, Duvernay, and the other side of the field with Lamar. Third down, third and goal from the 4. I love this concept. Duve is in here stacked with Andrews. Duve is the point man. Let the route run, because I know I've been talking too much and pausing it. I love the concept. This is all designed to either go to Duve or go to Likely, because Likely is a big target. So you got Likely running the Z in, and then Duve taking this slot fade out to the corner. And I love the elevation he gets to high point the ball. That guy's beat badly. If we weren't running out of end zone, he is beat horribly. Look at the separation there is. More separation. The ball has got to be not underthrown, but the ball's got to be thrown at a certain location for Duve to go get it. Also, you've got Andrews running under here. So if there was a safety sitting back here, theoretically we're trying to pull that guy, use Andrews' gravity, really isolate Duve and or Likely. I know I've got a lot of lines drawn there on that screen, but in my opinion, this is not a read to throw to Andrews. This is a 2-receiver or 2-route read. This is either Duvernay or Likely. And again, on these third downs, people are playing man, and we like the matchup that we've got with Duve. I mean, could you put Bateman over there? And yeah, you could win that matchup, but Bateman may not draw the same guy in coverage. Moses dealing with Judon. He does get ripped underneath, and Moses at least rides him out of there, stays on him. But Judon, thankfully, Judon thankfully is half step in the middle of a step as he's executing this rip. If he was able to rip with a little more force here, I think he wins this and he gets on Lamar a little sooner and might disrupt the pass. Moses rode him out of there. I thought Judon gave him problems. Two possessions. I usually like to do a one possession breakdown every week, maybe on Tuesday nights, maybe on Wednesday, whatever, so that you guys can see the progression of how plays are called. I can talk about the names of the plays. I wish that I had time to maybe put the names of the plays, as they appear, on the screen down the left. I can do that in my database, but I'm not. These plays are not yet labeled in my database because to create content takes a lot of time, and I haven't had the chance to go in there. But this will be an example of what I mean, like having the name of the play on screen for you guys to see as I'm talking about it. So if I can get time, that's one of the things I'd like to do. If you guys have any other ideas about ways to make possession reviews, more interesting, more unique, let me know. I thought this was two of the most important, the two most important possessions of the season, for real. Down 21-20, and we go up, or down 20-14, excuse me. We go up 21-20, and then we go down and get another touchdown to go up 28-20. And we really show, hey, we can score when we want to, because you have no answer for our option stuff. You have no answer for our wind back counter stuff. I don't think we can be this simplistic against the Bills defense, though, to be honest with you. We're going to need 3 or 4 concepts to be working. Now, I understand the Bills have some DBs out, and I understand one of their D tackles is out as well. So they're not the same level of defense that they should be on paper. I understand that. And the game is at home. I get it. But we're going to have to score, I think, to beat this Bills team. Are we going to have to score? I don't know how many points we have to score, but it's going to have to be more than 28, you would think. Now, they just went down to Miami and got held to 19. And at least a couple of short clips I saw, there was at least 3 passes from Josh Allen that looked like they could have clearly been intercepted. If we get into a situation where we're able to turn them over and we've got multiple concepts working, at least 3, maybe 4, we definitely can beat this Bills team. I'm not saying we can beat them by 14, 17 points because I think it's going to be close. They're just too talented. Offensively, they're going to score points. But I see no reason why this Ravens offense can't have a good run-pass balance against this Bills team. I think this Bills team is not going to be in as much man. If you ask me, if you track the big plays we've made this year offensively, most of the big plays have come against man. Either we beat people in man with the pass, or we're running the ball with Lamar, and people are playing man, and we're taking advantage of it there. The 79-yard touchdown run against the Dolphins, that was man-free. Bateman's 75-yard touchdown against Xavier Howard, that was man. The 3 third-down touchdown catches that Duvernay has, all against man. Mark Andrews' 16-yard touchdown catch here against the Patriots in Week 3, that was against man. I think at some point some team is going to say, we're going to play split field coverages, we're going to play 2 high safeties, and we're going to make you beat us in front. That's somewhat similar to what the Bengals did last year in Week 7. Yes, could that possibly open you up to the run game? Yeah, I guess it could. And then when your safeties start coming up because they're reading run and it's not a run play, can we hit you with the play action pass? Yes. So I'm interested in the matchup. I'm not sure who we are going to be in this game against the Bills. Against the Patriots, I thought we were the more talented team for the majority of the game, but there was a stretch there where it looked like they were suddenly, the more talented team just in terms of the gameplay. Against the Bills, that dynamic might shift and sway back and forth 2 or 3 times because of the Bills' talent level and their belief in their offense. So anyway, this was my two-possession review of the Ravens. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you enjoyed this concept for a video. This is the first one I've done this season. I usually like to do at least one during the season for the Ravens. I'm going to attempt to get a video out like this on the Eagles each week and their offense because I really like Jalen Hurts, and I have always liked their offense, for the past 2 or 3 years. Let me know what you think of the video as I've broken it down and what you think of how important these 2 possessions were in terms of the touchdowns, obviously, but the contributions we got from certain guys. Pat Ricard, Justice Hill, Zeitler. obviously Duvernay's third down catch and then his touchdown catch. So appreciate you guys checking the video out. Please consider leaving a like and a comment down below once the video posts up to help the video get more exposure reach.